Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Tim. If you're here for the first time, yeah, that's me, I'm Tim. We are working today still on our 38 Plymouth restoration, and yeah, I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm not sure how this voice thing will go throughout the video, but a couple weeks of feeling just a bad cold and cough and sore throat and no voice, and schedule of life didn't allow me to slow down. But now I'm trying to slow down a little bit and feel better. Anyways, before I go too far, I want to go ahead and say like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the post notifications for when we start using this thing back here. Where is it? There it is. The English wheel from Harbor Freight, we picked that up earlier this week. Probably next to the welder, one of the bigger investments I've made in tools so far. So that is nice to have, specifically for this project, yes, but I know we will use it later on. I've got some metal work to do on the 52. But for now, what we've started to do is left off in the last video of trying to get the old wheel flare off back here, this guy here, and the big problem I was having was the bumper and the hardware to get that off. I've got one more stuck nut over here, then I can pull the bumper off. I've not yet been ambitious enough to jack up the car and take this fender off yet, but hopefully that's coming soon. The biggest thing, or most exciting thing, is going to be this new fender that we found, well, new to us anyways. Like I mentioned, we found this off of eBay a couple of weeks ago and had it delivered, and I finally just put it on. And, you know, it is a fit. It is a match. We are happy with that. The owner's happy. He saw a picture. And, well, not on the car yet, but he will if he hasn't seen it by the time this comes out. Anyways, overall, you know, there's a little metal working to do with it. This needs to get tucked in, and a lot of the bolt holes back here are empty. I've only got 2 bolts in it. But little metal work here to do. There's just a couple other little spots with dings. There's a little pucker here. That won't be a big deal. But by and large, metal itself is in good shape. But that brings us to another point here. You can see when it was hit, that was all pushed in. So we're going to have to take some of the interior out, look what's back here, down here, and pull kind of from here out. Now there's some adjustment for here. I get that, but we're not going to have, you know, 2.5 inches of wiggle room on this panel, on the fender. So what I want to do in this video is, I want to get the other rear flare off, the 2 front ones, really make this thing look a little leaner and whatnot. So probably do some of that on camera, some of it off, because yeah, it doesn't seem like the most exciting job to do. What I also want to do is pull off the old running boards, because those are old and busted, clearly. I do have new ones, so I want to go ahead and fit them. Probably try and fit them before I take off the fender, at least over here. Just to know where this needs to get lined up with in regards to the bracket, because there are 3 bolts that go here into the running board. So we've got a little bit of wiggle room, not unlike, or less than up here. So while this has a lot of room to move around, this doesn't have a lot of room to move, and this has a specific placement as well that actually bolts down to something. So that is our plan here. Again, just happy we were able to find this piece of metal here. It seems like a needle in a haystack. So we found it, 1 in a million, a unicorn, whatever you want to say. So I'm going to start by just working on trying to get this back corner off here. Taillight wiring has got to come off. That's getting replaced anyways. I'm going to jack it up, pull off the wheel. Some of the hardware is just sort of, you know, showing its age. So we'll replace a lot of that. But got to take off the wheel, jack her up. Then I can get it all I think there's about 10 or 11 bolts under here to get those out. Then I can get this fender off or loose so I can continue working on these bolts down here, which are stuck. So I need to slide this back so I can get a little more access right here, because I've got a bolt here and a bolt up under here that I can't get to. Even trying to crawl on my back would be very challenging, so maybe once it's up on a jack or a jack stand, a little better access, but still not a lot of room to work down there. And the other side, those nuts were pretty frozen solid even after sitting for the better part of a week and a half with penetrant. So that's where we're at. Alrighty, we got the car up on jacks last night, got the wheels off, and now I think it's time we can take this new fender thing back off and dig out what's done underneath to kind of patch up the hole for right now and see if we can't start pulling that out. But if you can't hear me because of this whirring in the background, here's why. Yep, that's right. It is Harvest 22 out here. We don't farm, but most of our neighbors and friends do. So pretty cool. We are getting underway with that this fall. And I'll be glad when that's done, because the box elder bugs and the beetles are just, no, we can't even go outside the front of the house for these couple of weeks in here. So anyways, let's get this fender off. We'll take a look what's underneath there. Well, we got chicken wire so we can keep out some birds and wildlife. Plaster or mud or putty or something in here. Fiberglass. Yeah, we got fiberglass over here, chicken wire over here. So let me go ahead and take out these couple of flathead screws here, and I'm just going to start picking away at what's in here, and I guess we'll see where it goes, 'cause I don't know what's back here. Well, that's kind of horrible. Alrighty, well, I'm going to keep picking away at this, because as you can see, it's going to take more than just 30 seconds to time lapse to get this stuff taken out of here. And I want to be careful. I know there is metal in here somewhere, but I don't want to cut through it. So I'm just going to kind of be peeling it back a little at a time. And I know back here in the trunk, we've got carpeting in here already, so I've got to clean that out. There's a bunch of tape back there and other stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and work through that slowly. And the next time you see me, this should hopefully all be out, and we're down to seeing what sort of damage we have to work with to start pulling out some of the metal. I can already see down under here with the wheel off that there's some damage in here. Pushed in, you can see some crinkles. Let's look over on the driver's side. And a little dark for you, but there's not nearly as much of a crinkle. There's an indent in there for sure, but not a crinkle. So we can see this area here is going to need to be pounded out. So yeah, we're just going to keep picking off more stuff and see what we've got. And I'm going to go find a better mask, or mask period. So who knows, there might be asbestos in there. Alrighty, we are back. It's a new day, hopefully the last day for this this video here. As you can tell, voice sounds about 80-90% better, so there's a bonus. It's raining / hailing and 48 degrees outside, hence my insulated denim shirt here. But last night we ended up going through and removing all of this bad stuff, well, most of it anyways. We're going to cut that out. We got up into the trunk. Let me show you that. Oh, it's kind of dark in here. Let me grab my light. Oh, I missed my lights in the garage. Anyways, we got all this stuff out. And that leaves us hopefully a good place to start marking where I'm going to cut. So my plan is cutting, let's right in along here, all the way up and around. And then there's a few pits here. I'm going to cut those out. I think go back to here. The rest of it looks pretty solid. And then cut up along here, this edge as close as possible. And all the way around and back down here. Now, you can see this is where some of our damage starts on the body itself. So now that we can get a little better look at the body line, it starts about here and starts opening up your gap as you travel down towards the running board. And up here, it's right about here, I can feel it starts to push in. So I'm going to have to take apart the inside and work on pushing this whole area out. But that's going to be once I get all of this damaged material out. I don't want to put in new patches until this is back where it should be. So let's go ahead, mark this out, and cut it out. Well, thanks GoPro for having a dead battery partway through. Anyways, aside from this one little spot right here, I've got to do a little more digging on because it looks like it's connected. Maybe there's still a metal screw back here I've got to grab out and then cut down here. Otherwise, we got everything else out. I was going very slow, so I wouldn't cut into things like this other inner structure and frame up underneath. So that's why I wasn't just kind of hacking away at it. And of course, there's some cleanup left to do, true up some of the edges before we put our patches in. But now I at least have a good sight line in here to see what's the matter. And it looks like there's some stuff crushed in and rusted under here. So I'm gonna have to look at that and see what we've got to do to get everything pulled back out. Looks like now that I've got this separated, a lot of it may just pop back out with a little persuasion. But we'll get that running board off there and you can see, you know, how things move around as I pull that panel. So there's definitely something back here that has been pushed in as well in the structure so that I can pull this back out where it needs to go. So that's going to be on our agenda for next time. So yeah, it's under 50 degrees and I'm still not feeling well, or at least my voice doesn't sound well. So I'm going to go in, get this edited up and ready to go for, well, tomorrow, today for you because you're seeing it right now. Anyways, when we come back, our next goal is going to be working on pulling in this structure here and getting some of this body stuff cleaned up where it should be. The downside is, since I've cut all these mounting holes out, I don't have a good way to fit the fender on anymore, but I should be able to get pretty close. Just pulling things out once I get this corner tucked away. Yep, charger for the GoPro. Yay. And we'll be able to hopefully make some progress on starting reassembly back here. And then besides the running boards, the rest of the car should go pretty smooth. There's not a whole lot else big metalwork wise to do. Little things here and there, but nothing as major as this corner. So that's good. We'll hopefully get this corner cleaned up and get off to the rest of the car pretty soon. Anyways, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video. And what I was saying before GoPro died again, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Take care.